Welcome back to Tipsy Whiskey Shenanigans. I'm Steven.
And I'm Alec.
And yeah, we're doing,
We're drinking
whiskey
some whiskey.
stuff today.
We're drinking some whiskey.
Sorry, let me verify. We're last minute doing this. I apologize on our behalf. We are not squared away right now.
I'm squared away. See?
Okay.
Square. Away.
All
Away
right.
square. Away of the square.
Yep, it looks we're good. We're live. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So welcome back to another Wednesday live stream.
Cheers, y'all.
Welcome. Alec, what have you been drinking recently, man? What the heck's up?
I've not been drinking a lot, if I'm being honest. Last weekend was a mobile weekend for me. I was 2 days up in Phoenix seeing family, and then 2 days back down here doing a bunch of stuff. And so, honestly, I didn't really get any chance to just chill and have a drink. But I did buy a replacement 1.75 liter bottle of Wild Turkey 101 and a replacement 1.75 liter bottle of Bullet 95 Rye. I am stocked.
Okay. Yep. So you're just doing the little budget bottles.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to have something because there's a bottle of Green Spot that I need to get from you, and then I have a good amount of other bottles that are all like decent levels. But I was like, I don't want to go and like search for a really nice bottle right now. And I went to Costco last night, and I didn't really see anything specific besides those two fat boys. And so I was kind of like, I'm just why not restock them.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So this last week I was in Colorado. I checked out a few distilleries. Didn't really get any good whiskey from the distilleries.
Which ones did you go to?
So we went to one in Uray, which was solid. It was okay. It's kind of a startup. He doesn't really have much stuff going on, but he was a cool guy. Talked and all that jazz. Nothing really exciting there. And then we went to Telluride, and I bought a bottle there. It was like a weird blend of like a malted barley blend with a rye blend. It was it's a strange whiskey. I don't know. They call it Mountain Mash, so it's just an American whiskey. It's solid.
Interesting.
I mean, nothing really exciting there. The only exciting stuff I've been drinking recently has been, American single malts, like it has been for the last like 3 weeks or so. I finally got into all the Westward stuff, except for their cash drink stuff. I'm not going to have time to film that video. So we're going to do that 2 weeks from now. We're just going to review it live on the live stream and whatnot. And then Westland, which is another American single malt with a very similar name. I just tried that. That's fantastic. A lot of American single malts, and that's pretty much about it. That and just heavy amounts of drinking.
Fair enough. Well, you were on vacation.
Not too like problematic amount, but like that, some cigars. I've been, smoking some not Prinsados, Perdomo cigars.
Wait. So why were you asking me about if I'd take a cigar again? If you gave me a cigar? We'll
talk about that after this. Okay. That's an offline conversation.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
But let me get caught up on chat, and then we'll talk about what the heck we're doing here today. So we got Sugar Kitty in the house. Cheers. Sure. And Sugar Kitty is providing not next week's live stream, because next week's live stream we're going to be going live with Trevor, and we're doing a peated Scotch flight, which he's probably going to hate, and hopefully, here, I'm just going to do shameless plug. If you're attending this live stream for the first time and you have yet to subscribe, or if you have a bunch of random hidden accounts, go ahead and sign into those, subscribe to our channel, and then do whatever you want to do.
Comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought about this video.
Yeah, we're this close to 500 subscribers at the time of so if we can get to 500 by next week, we'll have like a little celebration or some things. I don't know.
The shizzle.
Yeah.
The shizzle.
But yeah, Sugar Kitty sent us a lot or a blind that we'll be doing on live here. Kilco sent Sugar Kitty. We've got Stacy H following everyone from Kilco. Thank you, Kilco. You're killing it, man. Got Northwest Bourbon in the house. Hey, Stacy. Cheers, Bourbon Baller. Cheers, Slapshot. Cheers, David Bass. Cheers, Country. Yo, yo, what up, All Q? What's up, All Q? Is that a new saying? I don't know. What's up, man? Nice to see you again. Sorry. I'm a little weird. Stacy, Bourbon Baller, Slapshot. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, cheers. Thank you guys for all coming in, hanging out, chilling. Bourbon Bar, cheers, everyone. Good evening, Dano B. Dano Babano. Is that from a movie? That seems familiar.
Maybe. I do not recall, Stevie.
Stevie
boy.
Country Drinks, whoops, was on the wrong account, lol. But hey, Country Drinks. Lick that like and like it. Tastes like shenanigans. Yep. Go ahead and do all those YouTubey things, like, comment, subscribe, blah 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 blah. The Q was a typo, bro. LOL. Okay. When I read, it's like one large typo.
Yes. Hence why we have a drinking game for you.
Fair enough. Okay. So when did I do? We did the blind 2 weeks ago, where I blindly poured you a bunch of whiskeys and you had to go through them. So today we're doing the same exact concept of that live stream, but this time Alec poured the whiskeys and we're both drinking along with them. I'm trying to guess. I wrote it down here. I'm taking this actually serious. Got out a pen and a pad thing because I'm going on Independent Joe's live stream this Saturday to do like another guessing game. So I thought this would be a nice little pregame. Yeah. Oh, dude, driving, like all the driving I did this last like weekend, my back hurts. I feel like an arthritic old man.
No, I totally get it. How long was the drive back for you?
So we got caught. So we left a day early because it was like a huge snowstorm going on, and Olivia doesn't particularly like the cold. So she was like, all I want to do is like sit inside and do nothing. And she's like, we could just do that at home, but we could also get some stuff taken care of. So we ended up leaving early, and we got caught in what, to me, being like a native Arizonan who's hardly ever seen a snowstorm, it was an insane, like it felt like a blizzard to me. My car lost traction quite a few times. We slid into an embankment for a second, like within 5 minutes of trying to drive home. It was a nightmare. Had to go in 4-wheel drive. Roads were all ice over. Yeah.
You gotta be careful, dude.
Yeah, it went from like an 8-hour drive to a 10-hour drive home. So it was 8 hours there, 10 hours back, and it sucked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I completely get it. Well, when so 2 weekends ago, when Shelby and I were up in Bryce Canyon, Utah, there wasn't a snowstorm going on, but there was still snow all over the place, and it was beautiful. But thankfully, all the roads were like cleared out, so it wasn't the worst thing in the world. However, that was still an 8-hour drive, and that was speeding the whole way. And yeah, I can agree. Doing anything over, I think 8 or more hours in a day is where driving starts to become just a pain in the ass. So
yeah.
But glad you made it back safe, bud.
The snow totally ruined my whole engagement plan too, because we were supposed to go hiking and whatnot, and like at like the end of like the beautiful peak, it was gonna do some like do the thing, The hiking trail ended up being completely covered in snow, like thigh deep snow. So I was like, this is not going to work out. Like, so we ended up having to just, improvise, adapt.
Yeah.
We figured it out though. Yeah.
I was going to say, it's still,
she said yes.
Success.
So it's a win. Yeah. I got engaged over the weekend.
That's right. Everybody, Steven is a taken man forever.
Almost forever.
Got
forever. Bourbon Baller subscribed. Thank you, man. So Alec, when you were pouring these, sorry, not to try to like change the subject really quickly. I just kind of want to keep on the subject of whiskey. So when you were pouring these flights, did you have like a theme involved, or were these just 4 random samples for you?
So I know when we went over out like the flight that you poured me, I think you gave me the types, right? Like you gave me overall, like there was this many types of this, right?
I don't know. I know when we poured them, I told you, but I don't know if I told you beforehand. I don't know. That wasn't
Okay.
my best game face that
Okay.
weekend or that night.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, well then I won't even like do that really. I just remember when I was pouring them, I was like, okay, I tried to go for like haven't had these. Two of them have had them within the last 2 months,
You
and
also
then
don't have to give me a theme, by the way. Like
well, no, no,
if there is a theme, like if you want to make it difficult, we can make it difficult on me.
well, no, no, no. The only thing that I had in mind was basically like when we poured these, which was about a month ago. It was like we've had these within 2 months, two of them, and two of them we haven't had within 2 months. So it was like kind of trying
So
to
I'm
keep
gonna
it.
completely forget already.
Hopefully, 100%. That's the plan here. So, but yeah, other than that, like there wasn't really rhyme or reason. It was just kind of like, why
Okay.
not?
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna go through each one individually, just like one at a time, like we did the first time. That way we can just keep it on track of what's A, what's B, what's C, what's D type thing.
Yeah, the shizzle.
Guessing proof, price, type finish, and the specific bottle. I mean, this isn't for any sort of stakes or anything.
Price,
This
type,
is just
finish, specific bottle.
training,
Didn't we have
practicing.
another one? Proof,
I don't
type,
know. I was
price, finish, specific bottle.
specific bottle.
I thought we had a sixth for some reason.
I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I think we had the same conversation last like 2 weeks ago, but
Whatever
who
then.
knows?
Just
Northwest
whatever.
Bourbon
Screw it.
says verbal typos. Blah, blah, blah. That's a drink.
The
Verbal
actual
typos are
verbal typo
allowed
right
when
there.
whiskey is involved. Yes, and I've been drinking all day. I filmed like 8 videos today, but I was also kind of
God damn,
off.
dude.
Well, we came home early, so I wasn't expecting having time to do this
Wait, you
today.
had today off completely?
Yeah, yeah, because I requested it off for the
Oh,
trip, but we came back early, and I had to do all these videos. So because I'm getting ready to leave in like 2 weeks, so I was like, well, might as well just rip all of these really quickly, get them done, get them edited, all that jazz. And,
gotcha.
all the inner workings of maintaining all these consistent videos. Be more bourbon. Oh, hey, cheers. The first time I've
Be
seen you.
more bourbon.
Kilco sent me. Cheers. Why am I all tongue twisted?
Because you filmed 8 videos apparently.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I stopped drinking about 2 hours ago, so I don't think I'm gonna get too drunk, but we will see. David Bass, congrats. Thank you. Congrats. Thank you, Bourbon Bar. Or yeah, the Bourbon Bar. Yeah, I need a drink. Don't worry. After I get through all these chats, I'm gonna take a drink for massive amounts of verbal type overs.
There you go, buddy.
Congrats. Welcome to jail. Yep. Cheers IC86. Cheers, thanks for coming in. Bulldogs about on and coach's possible last game. Cheers. I don't follow football, but cheers.
But I don't think Bulldogs is football, dude. But
Isn't it not? I thought it was Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia Dogs.
Oh, sorry. Well, no, college football's not on right now. No, basketball maybe.
Is it basketball?
I think it's basketball that's going on right now.
I mean, I guess that just proves how much we don't.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm sorry. I have my specific sports I watch, and then I can't follow sports that are going on for more than 3/4 of the year and more than 3/4 of the week. Okay, so March Madness is a fun idea. I've had good times with it, but also March Madness I can't actually keep up with.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah, basketball.
F
it. Yeah, bottle chug.
Oh, I mean, this is like $25 now compared
Which
to
one?
like the 35 it was released at the Davies County. This is a pretty
like
solid like budget pour. Reminds me of like the Maker's 46 almost.
Gotcha. Boomer.
Basketball. Okay. Yep. Georgia Bulldogs. We're talking basketball.
Oh, hello, everybody. Looking.
You have
right.
Wow. You have like an official setup going on over there. Congrats.
I always
Thank
have it
you.
like
Thank
this.
you. The football Bulldogs are keeping the coach. Okay. Again, yeah, don't follow sports. You know what I do follow? Whiskey, kind of. I've been very off my
You
game
know what
too.
I do follow? Whiskey.
Transition.
Whiskey.
Okay,
I'm a man of
let's
whiskey.
get into glass A. I'm gonna
All right, cool.
pour glass A. And you said you didn't delete the picture of this, right?
I did not. It is still on
Okay.
my phone.
Yeah. What's everyone drinking tonight, by the way?
Yeah. What's like the Georgia Bulldogs whiskey of the night, since we're talking basketball? Wow. Steve's already got some thoughts.
Maybe. I mean, it's one of two things. It's either Scotch or Japanese whiskey.
Perhaps.
It's very like citrusy, barley. Bruno's going hard in the paint.
Abby is also going hard in the paint right now.
Bourbon bar sipping on some Maker's FAE02 for the first time. It's very good. Yes, the FAE02 was phenomenal. I absolutely love that pour. Congrats. Why are we congratulating you? Oh, because I got engaged
He's
this
gay.
weekend.
Oh,
I came
sorry.
out of the closet.
Yep, nah. Steven's engaged.
Starting low proof Elmer T. Lee got last week at MSRP. Is it as good as everyone makes it out to be? I've never had Elmer T. Lee because, well, it's hard as hell to find. But it's like, isn't it like 40 proof or 80 proof? This is definitely a Scotch. For some reason, I'm having a hard time telling if it's peated or not.
Interesting.
Which is confusing.
What could it be then? Oh. All right. Well, give me some notes besides your barley.
Barley, a nice like
citrus.
honey, vanilla, citrus. Little like bready pound cake almost.
Okay.
A little bit of like a Pernod. It's very light.
Okay. I agree with you on all of those, and I also throw in like a slight, like piney kind of smell. Slightly piney.
The only whiskey I get pine on is a rye, and it's like that cask strength Canadian rye, the Bourbon Junkies pick. And this is definitely not it.
Well, no. I've gotten pine off of a couple of other whiskeys, though. I know that for sure.
Oh, it is peated. What the heck? What is this?
You know, I think you have Scotch more often than I do. Obviously, I don't have many bottles of Scotch, but every time I have a nice sip of Scotch, I really do think about getting more, as I just talked about.
Why? So the first sip I got, I was like smoky. Second sip, not smoky. No smoke on the nose.
There is such a thing as slightly peated Scotch, Steven.
I don't have any, though.
Wait, yeah. Wait, no. We had a slightly peated Scotch not too long ago, I thought.
I don't have any.
No, okay. Maybe, no, because no one sent us in anything that was Scotch related.
No, it's not that.
Oh, I was going to ask this. The finish category, does that classify peat versus non-peat?
No, because peat's not a finishing. Finishing is where you like put it in another barrel.
Right. Well, I wasn't sure if we were just going to define peated Scotch as the type, or if we were going to say Scotch and then put like a different qualifier for peat versus non-peat.
No, it's like Tennessee whiskey. You know how that goes through like the Lincoln County process and all. I would say peat's kind of the same way. It's part of the process of creating the whiskey. It's not like a secondary addition. Just like, so for example, double oak, that's a finishing in my opinion.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm finishing up with WDO Colonel Peated Irish Whiskey. Ooh, I've never heard of that. I've never had peated Irish.
I was almost sure you were going to say WD-40 when you first started reading that, but I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah.
I do want to try a little bit of peated Irish whiskey, though. That sounds like it'd be pretty good. However, I hope it's not like too peated, because then it probably would just not even taste like Irish whiskey anymore.
Yeah. That green spot's actually really good. I might have bought myself one.
Well, good for you.
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
actually really like it.
for
I was
42. Not
apprehensive.
bad.
I was apprehensive with it being 40% ABV, but for $42, Green Spot, the mouth feels like it's saving grace. It's
Yeah.
very Irish, but it's good Irish. The
Well,
mouth feels solid.
well, yeah. It's a viscous Irish whiskey, but then it also has this nice like different. It does taste like Irish whiskey, but it has like subtle notes of like some fruit and has a little bit of like a citrus note, and it's just like overall like a good body. That's what I like about it.
Hmm. Let me get caught up on chat. Stacey H, congratulations. Thank you. Thank you. An engagement, congrats. Thank you, IC86. Elmer, easy sipper, nothing special, 90 proof at $37.99. Yes, secondary, no way. Okay. Yeah, like $40 for 90 proof whiskey, solid. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
today I had a $90 90 proof whiskey that I said was an A minus. I'm not going to say what it is because that's going to, murder content, but I was blown away with how good it was for such a low proof. Which normally, me, I like need high proof.
Right, but I
Or
think
don't
the
need
fact
it,
that
but I
you're
prefer higher proof.
well, I think also the fact that you're getting a little bit more into like single malts is giving you a different perspective of like like not proofy flavor profiles, because I mean, when we were doing this, 6 months ago, it was like, yeah, the proof or more proof, the more flavor. And now you're kind of toning it back to see about getting like flavor without proof, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a guess, but I'm so like unsure.
Okay. Well, do you want to give your other guesses in the other categories?
Yeah, I'm writing it down. I'm gonna kill it all the way. I'm told you I'm gonna take this serious. Um, Finished. It's not. It doesn't taste fruity enough to be finished to me.
Okay.
And what is that?
Actually,
I don't even remember what that brand's called, dude.
okay.
I'm just gonna pull the bottle. It's not even cheating.
Well, you got to tell us what it is, Steven. What's your guess?
Well, I'm gonna read chat, ponder my guesses. I told you I'm taking this serious, Alec.
All
We
right,
got
that's
Mr.
fine.
Whiskey Shits in the house. Cheers. Ron.
Cheers, cheers.
That's one of the best analogies I've heard in the whiskey world. For me, I don't
Wait, which
remember what you're
analogy?
talking about.
Yeah, which analogy?
Or, if we're talking about another one, I don't know. I say a lot of random stuff. I don't even remember what I said 5 minutes ago when you made that comment, or 4
Steven's
minutes
8
ago.
videos deep right now. He probably doesn't even know what's going on.
Oh, I'm so tired. Some peated Irish is lightly peated, some is heavier. I think Irish would go really well with a slightly peated, like just a light little hint of smoke on the back end. Kind
Yeah.
of like, because you know how I like to usually compare like it to like one of those butter cookies, those
Mhm.
ones that come in the blue tin, like a slightly burnt one almost.
Okay, I
I
could see
think that
that.
would be good.
I'd be interested to see if Irish whiskey was better if it was peated or if it was
Yeah.
smoked with like mesquite or something like that, like a different kind of smokiness.
Okay. I mean, not mesquite. Mesquite would be like that's a whole Southwest vibe. That's an American thing.
Well, I just mean like in general, like to see how peat or how smoking Irish whiskey would kind of like what would be the best smoking of an Irish whiskey in
Yeah.
general.
Well, there's Irish peat. And yeah, sugar kitties, right? They burn peat as fuel to dry the barley before it's fermented. So it's in the process of making it. That means it's not a finishing. I like Green Spot. I get some apple and salted caramel. I might have to revisit it. I tried it literally while we were packing, so I was kind of more so just focusing on packing stuff. It's a good Irish whiskey. Green Spot and Redbreast 12 are two I usually always have around. Yeah, I really like the
Agreed.
Redbreast 12 as well. I want it in cash strength form. I need to get a cash strength one.
Yeah, because that sample we had of it was pretty damn delicious.
And so Bourbon Baller says red spot all day. I don't think I've seen a red spot. So I've seen yellow spot, green spot, and that's about it. I held off on the yellow spot. The green spot, I obviously purchased one for Alec, one for me.
Yep.
We're settling in still. It's been great though. Thanks. Yeah. Also, one of my mods, can you do me a favor? Go ahead and post Livewire Whiskey's channel in the chat. Go ahead and check them out. Mike and Stahl are fantastic people. Sorry, guys. I'm super squirrely right now. I was referring to Pete and Lincoln County process analogy. Oh, okay. Wow.
Way to go, Steve.
Right. Okay.
Good job. Good job.
Sorry, guys. Squirreling.
All right. So what's the overall? Let's hear it.
No. It can't be any of you. So I'm just gonna go with this. Okay. I'm going. So it's a Scotch, 40% ABV, $45, not finish, and I'm guessing Highland Park Magnus.
You are correct. Good job, Steven.
Yeah, I mean, we have like very few Scotches, and this is the only one that's slightly smoky on the back end, but very, very slightly smoky. And, okay, yeah, I was right about that. I don't know how much this costs, though. I just winged it on price.
Bro, I think it's around 45 to 50-ish. I was a little bit timid about that bottle, though, just because that bottle is, I don't even know how old, like more than 6 months.
$45.
Nice.
I mean, I have a lot of stuff that's are like kind of old.
Well, that's the thing, though.
I like it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a good bottle, but that was my thing. Is I was like, I don't know how much we've actually drank of it, and I didn't know if it was gonna taste a little bit airy or not.
I can't see through the bottle.
Maybe it's because it's black.
I know. Yeah, I was like, I'm trying to put it up to light. It looks like I'm seeing whiskey jiggle around here, so it's not super. It's not like low by any means. And this has a really cool cork because it kind of twists into like little grooves on the cork, so the cork slides in, and then there's like little nubs that it twists into, kind of locking it in place. I like that about their cork. I like that. We should probably check out more of the Highland Park stuff because I like that slightly smoky, like end of it where it's not overwhelmingly smoky. Because I don't know, I'm kind of getting over smoke recently, so I'm kind of really enjoyed that actually. $45. I do think it's a little bit like $10 more, but that's how I feel about most Scotch. I wish it was like $10 cheaper, but overall, that's a dang good pour. And I got one right, guys. I got it right.
1 out of 4.
Yeah, 1 out of 4. Can we just stop now? So I'm like 1 for 1. I like this.
Go for it, Steve.
Some of the heavily peated dark silks is really good. We'll have to check that out. Check out Livewire Whiskey. Yep, go ahead and check them out. They're freaking awesome. My husband loves Highland Park Magnus. I really like it. I think it's solid. Highland Park has a small amount of peat distillate included. It says about 6 to 8% of it. Okay. Non-age stated Highland Park has all has names that sound like Norwegian porno films. I mean, I didn't think about it, but now that you say it,
I mean, I would like to see the rest of the lineup.
Not so saying you're right, but I'm not saying you're wrong.
That's right.
Bottle call is impressive. I mean, to be honest, there's this little like Target cylindrical board thing that holds about 12 whiskeys. That's all my non-American whiskey.
Yes.
So granted, I have like 12 non-American whiskeys.
Well, and I think anytime that we pick out a non-peated Scotch, it's kind of hard, like easy to pick. Because, I mean, between the non-peated Scotch and the Japanese whiskey, there's 3, 4.
So for non-peated, but the peated part was what threw me off because I was like, it has like a little slightly smoke. So I was like worried that I was like missing like I almost guessed Moncho at first, but I was like, no, it's not quite there.
Yeah, because that Moncho has a fruity flavor for sure. Way more fruity than I think Highland Park does.
Yeah, IC86 says Highland Park used to be nicely peated. Now with King Highland Park, I don't get hardly any peat at all. I didn't used to get any peat on that one at all when I first got it, but now there's just at the ass end of it, it's slightly peaty.
Steven likes a little smoke up the
Yeah,
ass.
Valkyrie Magnus Valknuts. Okay, Valknuts for
Okay,
sure. That's
yeah,
definitely a weird Norwegian porno.
yeah. That's teabagging video right there.
Okay, so yeah, Stacy's like the opposite of my collection. I only own 6 American bottles. I own more American single malts than non-American single malts, and that's a very small subsection of American whiskey. I thought was out of all bottles, out of 12 is still good. Yeah, I mean it's definitely better than when we first started the channel. When I had like 20 bottles in my collection, I was blinded something and I ended up guessing like Russell single barrel was like Old Forester, and that's kind of I mean
Spit off.
crap. Last week
Spit off.
I thought Eagle Rare was Russell's 10, so
Then again, I
let's
said
not be
Eagle
too
Rare
proud of
sucked, and I
ourselves.
still said it was the best one out of the
Yeah.
lineup. So
Still have yet to find a
yeah.
peated Scotch I enjoy. I need to be more explorative, but it's hard to spend money on a bottle I don't like. Don't think I'll like. Try. So if you have a Total Wine, because I think this is a Total Wine exclusive brand, but Craig Isle 12 year, it's like $30, and it's a slightly peated one. That's one of our favorite like cheap peated ones.
Yeah, the Craig 12 is pretty good. I agree.
And to our Irish style American, I have a peated like American single malt that's like an Irish style one, and it is freaking weird. The nose smells like hookah, like I'm outside smoking hookah. It's heinous. I freaking hate it.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there, folks. Let's go ahead.
Should we get into B?
Yeah. Let me cut down on glassware. I like that Highland Park though. That's nice.
It's good, right?
Like as like a easy crushable pour, I think it's solid. So what's everyone's guess on I get the next bottle properly?
I actually think you might. You might. Or you might be a little prick about it. I don't know. One or the other.
I mean that. All right. For some reason, I have like the Mulan theme song stuck in my head right now.
Why?
I don't know why.
What's wrong?
It just kind of popped into my head out of nowhere. Bourbon Bar agree on statement. Why tough for me to venture too far unless tired? Yeah. Scotch was a hard thing for us to get into originally.
Yeah. But Scotch also, I feel like, is something that you either have to get into by like means of being in like a little bit of an uppity environment, or you have to actually like enjoy drinking whiskey. Otherwise, there's no one out there that like decides that when they go to town, they're like, I'm thinking I'm going to go and get myself a Scotch tonight. No, it's like you are invited into the Scotch realm by somebody,
So I'm going to say something messed up. On sample B, I'm getting soap.
Soap?
Yeah. I think my nose
like
might
scented
broken.
soap or non-scented soap?
I don't know. Just it's like soapy.
Like clean, like dish soap, body soap,
Like dish soap.
dish soap. Interesting.
Like blue dish soap.
Like
Like Dove.
Okay, you're gonna okay Dove. I was gonna get what's the green bottle? The I have it in the freaking sink right now, but I can kind of see what you're saying a little bit. Like not super soapy, but just like almost like when you like.
Okay, there we go.
It's like if you have like a pot and then you let a bunch of soap and water just kind of sit in it for a while, It has like this weird, like clean smell to it.
Yeah. Okay. So this smells like a rye now. It's starting to open up. It's getting a little herbaceous, kind of peppery.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
A little bit of like a light fruit.
What kind of fruits are you getting, Steve?
Like a crisp green apple.
Mm, okay. All
Little bit
right.
of a pear. Some lemon.
I get like a raspberry. A little bit of raspberry.
I love Ardbeg. Yeah, Ardbeg's my favorite peated scotch.
Ardbeg is delicious.
It used
Cannot
to
go
be
wrong with it.
Lefroy, but Lefroy's just it's too much.
It's got a little too much rubber and iodine in it. I
Yeah,
still love Lefroy. Don't get me wrong. I think Lefroy 10's great.
I
But
like it. I don't think I love it anymore.
I think that the Lefroy 10 cast strength is awesome. Not worth the money, but awesome. That's kind of where I put it at. You look confused, Steve. You look like you're betting against the house.
Yeah, no, I'm getting in my head because I think it might be a specific. I already like on that sip. I have one specific bottle in my head, but now I'm like, seems very coincidental because it was
A
a
little suspect.
bottle that I blinded you with.
Oh,
Yeah. Floral,
interesting.
citrus, lemony soap. Yeah, kind of. But also, I think that might just be going from like, Scotch to rye whiskey. I always get weird notes whenever I switch up styles.
Yeah, I could see.
Finished.
Yeah, going Scotch to rye for sure. That, or if you did like a single malt to like a really like a heavy or like a cast strength bourbon, something that's like
Yeah.
kind of way off wall. Ooh, oh gosh, I just got like almost like a bubble gum, slightly bubble gum on the palate.
I'm torn.
What are you torn between? Hmm.
I have a bottle guess and it fits, but it seems suspect to me. I'm gonna get caught up on chat. I'm gonna ponder.
All right, I'm caught up
So
on
the
chat.
bourbon bar, I've heard the
Kilkimans.
Kilcomans, yeah, are pretty fantastic to try. Lefroy is going downhill in many of their bottles. Lore is still a good one. I want to try the Lefroy Cargis still, but other than that, I'm kind of got Bourbon Bill in the house. Hey, Tipsy Crew,
Bourbon
cheers!
Bell.
Just finished some John J. Bowman.
Ooh, gotta love the Bowman.
That's a fantastic bottle. I really like
Bowman's a good
Bowman.
bottle.
I can get one for about $50.
It's not
$50
bad.
for a solid Scotch is pretty solid. Yeah, Bunnahabhain are pretty awesome as well, or so I've heard. We've yet to try any of those.
We need to find some more. We definitely need to find some more Scotch. I feel like we haven't really gotten a new bottle of Scotch in a while.
No,
Granted, I mean,
that's why I got
it's
an American
expensive,
single malt because it's like Scotch,
but bourbon.
but it fits my profile better, and it's
Yeah,
kind of cheaper in a weird way.
kinda. Mm. I appreciate that this one has like a little bit of nuttiness to it, though. It's not like
Yeah,
over nutty, but it's got like a nice like walnutty kind of feel, I guess. And it comes in after like there's like it's like nuttier in the middle. It starts off like a little bit more of a florally feel, then it gets kind of nutty, but then it kind of ends in like another like fruity kind of feel. Feel me? You feel me?
yeah.
Ooh, ooh man.
Um,
Decisions, Steven.
Yeah, I'm like,
What will you
I'm
do?
having second guesses, but I think this is right because I think that soapy note was from the finish, and the only finished rum I have, or well, the only finished
Rum?
rye I have is the one finished in rum, which is the Doc Swinson's rum finished rye. So I'm going rye, 47%, $35 finish, and Doc Swinson's rum finished.
All right, you're wrong, but
What
that's
is it?
okay. That, my good man, is a lovely old elk. And denial has set in. Steven does not know what to do with himself. Could this really be the old elk?
That bottle doesn't exist anymore, but
Really?
I
You
mean, I
killed
was
it?
right with price. It's $35. 47%, definitely not right. It's 44%. But I guess that's within 3%. So depending on how you want to take your variances, it's definitely not a rye.
No.
That's a very herbaceous rye, but the
Herbaceous bourbon, you mean?
herbaceous bourbon.
Well, I remember when we first
But
had
it
this,
is
you were
funky. That's probably
underwhelmed.
why.
Well, you were underwhelmed at first, and then you kind of started to like it a little more as we drank it that night, and then you let it sit. And I'm pretty sure the next time you had it, you were not into it again. So I think it kind of depends on your mood because you've liked this bottle and you've not liked this bottle.
I'm not gonna lie, I deleted our review of it because I disagreed with my sentiment in the review.
Because you said it
Because
was shit.
in the review, I thought it was good, and then
Oh,
when I was editing it and I was drinking it along with it, because I edited it completely, and then I was reviewing the whole like finalized copy of it.
yeah.
I was like drinking it, and I was like, "This is not like it's not worth the $40." It is, or
Well, Steve,
whatever. Yeah.
I
That's
don't
neither
know.
here nor there. I mean, I
You
totally
may have
butchered this
misplaced your
though.
judgment, but
Yeah.
yes, that was a little bit off base there, buddy boy.
I mean, that kind of makes sense though, because though the Doc Swenson's rye it's finished in rum and it's like a nice mix of like slightly like sweet, spicy, sweet, spicy, sweet, spicy, where the old elk, it's a very like kind of like herbal type bourbon in a way. Like it's not spicy, but it's like herbaceous. So that's what
Yes.
like the herbaceous notes made me think rye, and then I think I convinced myself.
Yeah, when you started going rye, I didn't know if you were gonna kind of pull back from that, but
That's rough. That's why it's so hard guessing these. That's why we're both terrible at it because I think
oh
we
yeah,
overthink things and we convince ourselves it's a specific bottle, and then we need to work on that. I mean, that's what we're doing here. Thanks for hanging
exactly.
out with us while we figure this all out, folks.
Well, we
Um,
attempt to become
yeah,
better bourbon or better whiskey drinkers.
yeah, just whiskey in general.
Yeah,
Sugar Kitty card just depends on the year how good it is. Okay, I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I didn't know it was like year to year. Got people talking about Scotch in chat. Sugar Kitty says my Scotch flight should help you with some directions to go for new Scotch bottles. Ah, sweet, sweet, sweet. Yeah, I recently tried that 11-year-old single malt. You know the one I was talking about, and that blew my mind. I didn't pick it up because I didn't want to spend $110 on a bottle of Scotch, but
that is a little pricey.
it's fantastic. I still have like half a sample bottle of it, and it's pretty good. Old Elk Weeded Bourbon and Whiskey Picks are good, but a little expensive. Regular one, I am not a fan. Yeah, that was just a normal blended, like 88 proof one. And I mean, it didn't make it back from Colorado. It's
Granted,
okay.
you also weren't near the distillery at all,
No, no.
but you probably could have found it in Colorado for a little bit of a better price or a different
I
like
mean, maybe
bottle.
it depends. Like, I don't trust that thought process anymore because I used to think like that, but then you find out that oh, hey, people can't get like Kentucky whiskey for cheap in Kentucky, or they can't find it. Where like I
That's
can go to
true.
Fry's and get freaking Buffalo Trace for $25 here.
That's true. So I guess
I
it's
mean,
only specific
yeah,
bottle picks, really.
yeah. What I will say though, to David Base's point, is the Old Elk weeded pick I've had was phenomenal. I just didn't buy it because, well, you know, I don't know. We just money content on random specific picks is never the best because who wants to watch a video of me reviewing a specific pick that they'll never have?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I butchered that. I'm going to change up my Glens just in case if the Glen had any sort of impact. Fresh, clean Glen. I'll just bite the dishes. Sample
right.
C.
Sample C. Here we go. Let's do it.
Oh, I'm so mad at myself.
It's okay, bud. I thought you were either going to kill that or you were going to be way off base, and you were way off base, but that's fine.
I know bourbon's harder for me to guess. Like anything else, just because like it's all kind of same, but different, but still same.
Yes.
In a weird way.
Yes, you are correct.
Now this is a rye.
What makes you think that?
Okay, maybe I shouldn't speak out of turn, but it's very spicy.
Yeah, it's got a definitely
Black
has a nice black pepper, a little bit of like a licorice.
Yeah, licorice. No, it has a little bit of ethanol, so it's a higher proof rye for sure.
Yeah, it's got a nice like a strawberry, like a sweet strawberry kind of smell to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a strawberry or like a lemony note as well.
Yeah, strawberry and lemons. I can give you both those. It is quite delicious, though. I will say this. I do like it.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
Mm.
Not crazy offensive on the proof, or at least on the nose. It's not. You can get like a tinge of ethanol, but it's not like super abrasive. So it leads me to believe it's higher proof, kind of like a cash strength, maybe like 110 to 120.
Mm. It's nice because it still kind of sits well and like not even though it's proofy, it's got like a deeper kind of scent to it, which is nice, you know.
Yeah. Ooh. And so much black licorice. Black licorice, peppery, nice lemony citrus explosion.
Blackberries.
I was going to say blueberries.
Oh,
but
okay.
blackberries is better.
Blueberries or blackberries. I could see either one, honestly. Both are good.
I'm trying to think of like bottles I have.
Mm. Mm. Ooh.
It's not a crazy offensive proof. It's about middle of the road. It's a little spicy, so that leads me to want to say like 120, but I know it's a rye, so I feel like it's going to drink a little bit less, or it's going to drink a little bit more aggressive than it actually is. But I'm going to go 120 proof. So
okay.
Rye.
Okay.
120 proof.
Okay.
Not finished.
Okay. Tell us your thoughts, Steve. Reveal yourself and all that you know.
Ooh. So price point on rye whiskey is a little bit harder.
I personally I've grown to really like the price points of rye whiskeys because I feel like they can either be really cheap comparatively to what you're getting out of them, or they can be really expensive. So if you find the cheaper rye whiskeys, holy cow, they are totally worth it. But then if you find like the rye whiskeys that just get freaking blown up because they've got hype or because they are craft or anything like that, it's like So I personally like it when it's a cheaper, like good rye.
Yeah. Okay. I have a guess. Let me get caught up on chat, and then I'm going to rip that SOB. So looks like we're talking back and forth about Scotch. Scotch is fantastic. Check it out. And if you want any suggestions for Scotch, we can give you probably like one or
like
two
10 bottles,
depending on your flavor profile. We're not the deepest in the Scotch, but geez.
Steven loves to butt chug Scotch.
Yes. I mean, Scotch is definitely fantastic. It's just we don't drink enough of it to be super confident with it because it's super expensive,
Yeah,
or more
that's
expensive than, bourbon. And that's probably why I got into bourbon over Scotch, because I mean, actually, I like the bourbon flavor profile better than Scotch, anyways, because
yeah.
everything's very like it's barley esque. It's not malty as much. So American single malt, you get more malty flavor profile, whereas like Scotch, you get more of like a like barley note.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, I
food
I
for
kind
thought.
of well, I kind of just wish that Scotch had more diversity in the flavor profile, like how bourbons do. Maybe it's because we haven't tried more Scotches,
Yeah,
but
I don't think we've tried enough, because so
yeah,
they do a lot of finishing, and finishing is where you get a lot of your flavor,
right. I mean, don't get me
or
wrong. Like the
smokiness.
Glenmorangie lineup that we did, that was amazing. There was so much flavor to get out of those four bottles. But then there's also like coming around to different ideas in bourbon where it's like, geez, there's like 50 different profiles I could get out of a bourbon sometimes. So again, we probably just don't have as much experience as we should, and
Yeah.
it's kind of like, eh,
Well, I always want more, experience, but I mean, like, thanks to Sugar Kitty, I'll be able to try out a few
there you go.
here, or we will, because that's going to be the last live stream we do before I, head out for 2 months, and you guys don't see us every single Wednesday until we come back, and then, well, you see us every single Wednesday until, I don't know, things change.
So Steven dies.
Yeah. Rare breed rye, potentially. I don't think it's rare breed rye, but that's because I think I'm trying to get in Alex's head.
Ooh, the man
Yeah.
thinks a little hard.
Rossville Barrel Proof Rye is a great bottle. We have not checked that out before, but I might be inclined to do so in the future. So, my guess, I'm not confident on my bottle, but I am pretty confident on like plus or minus these guesses. So I
Okay,
think it's a
sure.
rye. I
Okay,
think it's 120 proof
okay.
or around there, like, $55. I don't think it's finished, and I guess Pinhook rye cash strength.
So this is a rye. The proof point is actually going to be a whopping 108.8 proof. It is
Oh, son of a! I know what it is. It's that Willet.
it is the Willet Rye, which I think is
Oh,
50. I think it's about 52, 53, something like that. I don't think it's as expensive as the Pinhook
yeah,
because the Pinhook's craft.
yeah. So I got the rye, the $55, not finished. No, the Pinhook rye is about $50. I was hedging my bet with 55, being in between 50 and 60. So I got type, price, and not finished. The proof, I was completely off. Yeah, I did. Even though I made the like acknowledgement, I was like, oh, I want to guess 120, but it's probably less. I
Yeah,
still went with 120 because it fit my bottle guess. And well, that didn't turn out really well, I guess.
yeah, unfortunately. But hey, I mean, you were
That
pretty
drink's
close.
way spicier.
Yeah, and I completely agree. It does have a rare breed feel, but it's got a little bit more of that blueberry blackberry kind of flavor
Mhm.
than rare breed does, and it feels hotter.
I
I
think
will.
it's
It
yeah,
does feel hotter.
it's hot. It feels hotter, and it's more candied.
Yeah, yeah, like caramelized sugar on it. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I just like, so it felt like it was 115, 120 to me. And so I was thinking, I was like, okay, well, it's not Willet then, because I know the Willet's like 108, or like it's sub 110. And then, I just got in my head and I was like, would you purposely pick one of the bottles I recently had and haven't really gone back to since I filmed a review that I haven't actually dropped, now that I think about it?
you never
Um,
dropped the Willet?
no, not the Willet, the Pinhook.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's all part of the whole me being gone for a little bit,
gotcha.
um, reviews. And so before we get in the last one, we're gonna go ahead and get caught up on chat. I've had too many bourbons that taste like cherry NyQuil. I'm a big time bourbon noob, but no worries. I mean, honestly, what I will say is I think so. One of the reasons I've been getting pretty heavy into every other whiskey type is because bourbon, it's kind of limited in a weird way. Like, I mean, Texas whiskey is like a whole nother subsection of it. I don't know. I just like, you can only have so much Kentucky bourbon until it's like, okay, it's another Kentucky bourbon. You know,
Right.
I like the excitement of trying different things, trying new scotches and whatnot. So yeah.
No, I agree too,
That's just
and I
me
think,
though.
well, and I think that if anything, the amount of whiskey that comes out of the U.S. is a staple to how much people like to drink whiskey here. Obviously, like, yeah, Kentucky whiskey, Tennessee whiskey, single malts. You know, even in Arizona, like we have like the Del Bach, like it's its own
Oh,
thing.
Del
I
Bach
feel like
is fantastic.
it is fantastic, but that's like the thing is, you have so many different kinds of whiskey here, and it's really nice because I mean, granted, I'm sure that everyone in Europe probably thinks the same thing, like, "Oh, those damn Americans, they just drink their freaking Kentucky whiskey," you know? But then they're like, "Oh, yes, but, our friends in Scotland here, we have so many different kinds of things." So, I'm sure it's definitely more of an environmental and, like, like, where you're stationed at kind of feel, but I also think that when it comes to bourbon, there's just so many different ways to go.
Yeah. I mean, again, I think all whiskey's fantastic. You just need to know what you're getting into. Like the only two spheres that we've yet to like truly delve into and like check things out is I guess like Irish whiskey in a weird way. I mean, we've kind of tiptoed, but at least for me, I could care less about Irish whiskey and Canadian whiskey. I have a Canadian whiskey pick that's a cask strength rye whiskey that's fantastic. But other than that, I'm like,
Right. Yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, we've been doing this for only about a year now, so there's plenty of time to come for us to kind of
oh yeah,
branch out and try different stuff.
we'll try different things. Yeah, we need to do a review of the green spot, but
Yes,
that's neither here
definitely.
nor there. Let's
Definitely.
get caught up on chat and then let's try out that last sample. David Bay says Band-Aids on the palate is what I have to get out of my head. Yeah, I would try. So don't do Lafroig. Lafroig's super Band-Aidy, but like Ardbeg or even like Talisker 10 or something like, for example, this bad boy, the Mancho peated Japanese whiskey. I know it's obviously not a Scotch, but it's like it's a lightly peated, or even something like the Highland Park. Try to get something a little bit less smoky, or if you don't like smoky at all, try like one of the Glenmorangies, like the
Yeah.
12-year-old La Santa is one of our favorite, like not peated budget
Right.
ones, I
Yeah, but
guess.
even then, like if you want to try to get into that Scotch realm, just go Japanese whiskey first, honestly. I think I've learned that from our experience at least, Japanese whiskey is a really good way of getting from like Irish whiskey being very specific to the flavor profile. If you want to move into something that's going to have similar flavors in the base, but really different flavors that are outside of it, Japanese whiskey gets you a lot more of the fruity, a lot more of the floral, and a lot more of these different kind of flavors. And then from there, you can get into Scotch, which is going to give you a different base, but the base is a lot either more peated or it's a lot more of a barley, like strict barley kind of feel.
Yeah, yeah. IC86, sorry. I totally agree with you. I'm just trying to get caught up on chat.
You're good, buddy. It's
I felt
okay.
like I just squirreled there for a sec from your statement and then like really quickly went to chat. So no, I get what you're saying. IC86 says I haven't tried Legic 10, but I've heard good things about it. I'll put that on my list to try. Yeah, I've heard good things about that as well. And yes, it's on my huge ass list of whiskey I want to try, which is super huge. I got Westland American Single Malt today, and I was at a liquor store, and one of the guys there was like being super cool with me, and he's like, "Yeah, let me know if there's like," because we were chatting back and forth. He gave me a few samples of some stuff, and we were chatting back and forth for a little while. And he was like, "Yeah, let me know if there's anything specific you want." And I was like, "There's always things I want." I was like, "Don't worry about it, man. Like it'll come." Like, I don't know. My list of stuff I want to try way surpasses any sort of like, oh, I want to hunt for something, or you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. CCH says, I've learned a lot about bourbon from Whiskey Tube. Same. That's kind of where we learned a lot of the stuff. And then since then, we kind of went away from Whiskey Tube to like learn things, and then now we're creating content under Whiskey Tube. It's a weird cycle, I guess.
Those are ballers.
Bourbon of the week. Cheers. Thanks for hanging out. It gets even worse with the sourcing going on. How many times can we drink another high rye from MGP and new label on it? Yeah. It's kind of rough to it's so much of knowing what you're looking at to determine if you're going to like it nowadays. At least in the world of bourbon, in my eyes, you know, like I can go in a liquor store and I can like read the label, and reading the label and knowing what's a bunch of bullshit and what's not is, you know, that's half the battle. But it's so complicated with all the MGP stuff. And if it's not MGP, then you don't really know what you're getting into if you haven't tried any of the stuff from them.
Yeah. But imagine if you could go into a liquor store, and I mean, this is obviously way out of line, but if you go into a liquor store and you could try any bottle that they had in there, like as a small sample, like, you know, a quarter of an ounce or something like that. Granted, that would just be a huge market for people to basically have you come to their stores, try something, and then, you know, if they're not assholes, then they'll buy something. Otherwise, you know, people are just gonna get free drinks. But if that was the mentality people went into when it came to going to a liquor store, everyone would know, like, oh, that's a damn good bottle, or oh, that's a weird bottle, or oh, that's crap.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Steve, you look like you had an aneurysm there for a sec.
Yeah, so it didn't smell like much of anything to me, and it might be because like my nose is starting to be all congested, but like I was like, it smells kind of like herbaceous. So then I took a sip
herbal,
and it smacked me in the freaking face.
Yeah,
that's cash strength rye, hands down. Don't know what it is, but it felt like it was like 125. And I know I don't have anything 125, so it's likely like 120 or 115, but you know.
It's an herby burby.
Yeah, it's not a bourbon.
I know, I mean, I might be wrong. Witty, but you know.
Yeah, Stacey,
that is straight up like lettuce.
What, you're smelling lettuce on it?
Like no, maybe not like more like spinach. Just spinach, actually. I take it back. It's spinach.
I don't like your note because it makes me think of something. Stacey H says, keep drinking the bourbon. Ireland needs your barrels. Yep, that's true. So does Scotland.
Wow. That's some stuff right there, dude.
I don't know so much about Talisker. I tend to get some Ocean and Band-Aids on that. I like Talisker. Talisker is kind of like I mean, we haven't really side-by-sided them. That's going to be a next week thing. We're doing Ardbeg 10, Lefroy 10, Talisker 10, and Port Charlotte 10. We're very confident Port Charlotte 10 is going to win because that's
I don't think I've ever seen it lose, honestly.
Boss ass, you know, Scotch. But I've never put them all up against them, but like Talisker, I remember Talisker being like a lighter, like peated profile, just like Ardbeg was.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably comparable, but you know, we've never side-by-sided them until next week. So we'll let you guys know how it is, or you'll probably be here if you're freaking awesome, like all of you are. Another direction is the Highlands that are very apple and lemon. Yeah, Highland whiskey is pretty wild, especially with the finishes. Westland is good. Love the sherry wood. They discontinued. Yeah, I tried their non-peated one, and it's freaking wonderful. $65. That's a good American single malt. The whole Scotch flight I sent has no Band-Aids to it, all very different flavors. Okay, I'm excited.
Thank
Bourbon
you for no
Kingdom.
Band-Aids. I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in and hanging out. Trying to find bar/stores where you try different stuff is so key anymore. Yeah, I love the places that so from a consumer standpoint, so someone who doesn't make content, because to an extent, until this channel can start supporting itself, me and Alec have to support it. So that means it's my money going into the bottles we review and all that jazz. So with that being said, I don't buy all the bottles I want to buy with my own money, but if you can find like a place that does picks and lets you try the picks, that's phenomenal. Like from a consumer standpoint, if you can try the whiskey before you buy it, so you know it's worth buying. It's fantastic, and any good store usually has a lot of their picks.
Yeah.
Like
Well, okay. So, for
ready to
instance,
go.
when we went to the Batch in Tucson, that was a really fun experience because you and I got to try some different stuff. We learned that we're not a big fan of Bookers, and we
It's
also learned
okay.
that we're not a big fan of Method of Madness. Two things that we both were very interested in, and we got to spend $10 on them in comparison to spending,
Mhm.
80
Yeah,
essentially.
I think they weren't bad. We just were underwhelmed with them. I think we
Yeah,
expected more.
right. And I mean, hell, maybe if we went on like an off Wednesday, like right at opening time, there's no one there, and we got to sit down and like really get into it, it'd be different. But also, that's not what you can expect going to a whiskey bar to try, single barrel picks and, anything that's a little bit more allocated too. So it's a fine line, I think, when it comes to that type of thing. That's why I was saying, like, if you go into any liquor store, because at a liquor store, there's not a lot of noise, there's not a lot of, distractions. If you were able to just sit there and like get a sample for free or something along those lines, it'd be kind of interesting to be like, okay, yes, I'm like in my environment. I want to know what I'm looking for, and this is my decision off of, pour number five.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I love Talisker, mind you, but I was just an idea of Band-Aids. Our bag is so strong with the peat. Yeah, Talisker, from what I remember, Talisker's, it's less peaty, but still kind of peaty. No problem. Love the content. Oh, well, thanks, man. We appreciate that. I like your content too. If you're the same channel I'm thinking of, I hope I'm not speaking out of mind, but we appreciate it. I don't really drink bourbon, but I picked up a Kentucky Owl St. Patrick's Day edition. It's interesting. I've heard it's very interesting. I was not willing to eat the $115 that it is, but a lot of people have said it's wildly good. Like it's an abnormal type bourbon, but again, it was kind of blended by an Irish whiskey maker. So it's essentially Kentucky Owls, like they brought in outside help from Ireland to blend a, Irish rendition of their bourbon, which I've heard it's good. It's just everything with the owl name on it's like way overpriced in my opinion by like twice it should be. If it was an $80 bottle, even at Costco, $80, I would buy it. It's sitting at Costco for like 115 right now. And I'm
Okay, I
like,
was gonna say, I feel like I
mm,
saw it recently, and yeah, I think I saw it at Costco last night actually,
mhm.
because I think Shelby said something about it. That, and then there was a bottle. Oh man, I can't remember what it was. It was whatever Costco has there for $3,600 right now.
Oh, I don't know. I can't imagine any whiskey's worth $1,000.
Oh, I can't imagine any whiskey's worth more than 500. Even like 300 is
I
absurd.
have a hard time paying over like 200 if we're going to be honest. Like
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sure there's pours that are worth it, but me as just a normal human being, like a consumer standpoint, I can't imagine it's worth $300-400 to buy a whiskey because even at $400 you can buy two $200 bottles, and any bottle over like $70 or $80 more often than not is usually quality unless if it's a weird gimmick or has like an insane bougie name, kind of like Kentucky
yeah,
Owl.
right. Well,
I mean,
and I
their old
mean,
stuff I've heard was fantastic, but again,
well, just okay.
times
Think
change.
about, think about. I mean, one of our first videos I remember was if you had $120 to go to the store and buy bourbon with, what would be like the 3 or 4 bourbons you'd walk out with? Imagine if you walked out with one bourbon, and then or if you walked out with half a bourbon. Like it's a big difference when you think about quality whiskey in comparison. So, you know, obviously those bottles that are worth more than $200 to $300, they're meant for the people who have money to blow and are more than likely like, either really into the whiskey industry and want that kind of bottle, or they're not into the whiskey industry, in which case they don't really know what they're buying. They're just buying it for the label. They're buying it for the price. So,
Hmm.
whatever. I mean, I'm not judging. If you can sell, a bunch of Pappy Van Winkles and make the money back, then good for you. Your marketing's working, I guess.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I have a guess, but
Cool.
I'm going to get caught up on chat first because I am super far behind. It's starting to get to the point. So it's like a love-hate relationship thing with chat, which I know I'm tangenting, which is going to get me super far behind as well. But like when we had like 5 or 6 people concurrently watching, it was like very intimate. The more and more people we get, it's getting less and less intimate, and it's getting harder. I mean, not intimate. I appreciate, and like all of you guys watching, you're fantastic people and you're freaking awesome. But it's less intimate in the way of like, I can't spend so much time asking everyone's questions, or, I have to breeze through things and I miss things, especially last week with Sean on with like 25
Oh
people.
yeah.
I was like, I'm just going to have to skip everyone. I'm sorry, guys. You're freaking fantastic. But that's neither here nor there.
Well, now you know what it's like to be an entertainer.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't mind it. I appreciate, man. All you guys are fantastic. Like I said, the Bourbon Bar says I passed on a St. Patty's Day Al. I got Calumet 15 instead. I'm sure you're gonna be happy with the Calumet 15. I've heard it's very, very medicinally cherry though. Method of Madness is either love or hate whiskey. It's really different. Yeah, it's like a finished Irish whiskey, so things get a little weird.
Weird.
Honestly, yeah, a little weird. I think we just kind of we thought it was, we didn't think it was bad. I just think we didn't want to pay as much money as it was worth.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's pretty much it in the nutshell. Bourbon Kingdom says, honestly, Booker says something about every 2 or 3 years that I like, not including the special releases. Yeah, I've heard some of the releases are worth it, and then some are like, it's like a fancier Knob Creek, but Knob Creek's also like almost half the price at this point. Wayne Montpetit. Hello, y'all. Cheers. Thanks for coming in. Sorry I butchered your name.
Cheers. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I basically paid $120 because of the Louise McGuinn and JJ Corey. Is that right, Alec? Louise McGuinn. No. From your response, I know I butchered that.
Anytime you go McGuinn, I feel like you're not doing us any good here in Arizona. People think that we are just a Western society. McGuinn? Okay, it's McGuinn.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Alec, to be honest, I know you're the one saying that, but when we did our 4th of July one, I mean, I cut all of this, and we didn't have a Patreon at the time, so I didn't put it on there. But we did a bunch of like super hick, like kind of making fun of like country in America.
I remember.
And you got convincingly really close to, I was like dude,
backwoods hillbilly.
Yeah, I was like, you're being very, very like, not like inappropriately in a way. I'm painting this picture wrong, but like you got very, I don't know, almost convincing. Like, yeah, you very method in a way that made me realize that it's like, maybe this is the real you.
How'd you know?
But no, that with that Al, I think it's a really cool collaboration, but I still think it's probably a little bit overpriced. But again, that's coming from someone who didn't buy it and probably won't try it. Calumet Farms is very good, and I like the No Strangers batch from Booker's. Yeah, I've heard the No Strangers batch is definitely worth it. I've seen it for $120. I think it's like $115 here, but I would probably pay $80 for it. From what I've seen and heard, I would pay $80 for it comfortably, but anything over that, my money is a little bit tight pressed. It is weird. I feel like you learn more Scotch than it might be in your profile, but it wasn't for me. Wait, did I read that right? It is weird. I feel like if you learn more Scotch than it might be in your profile, but it wasn't for me. Okay, I get what you mean by that. Booker's Bardstown batch I like, but tough to see a Booker's close to 100 when it used to set on the shelves. Yeah, when I first got into it, it was like right before the huge explosion of Booker's, and I had the chance to buy Booker's for $65, and I was like,
see, that's
$65 is a lot for a whiskey, and now I'd pay $65 for Booker's without hesitation.
Well, yes, obviously.
I was at an event in December. They uncorked a $43,000 bottle of Middleton Silent Distillery. Was it fan-freaking-tastic?
I feel like she probably had to give her firstborn child to have a sip of
Yeah.
it.
Take a sacrifice. I didn't
Yeah,
pay the
seriously.
2,300 for
Oh,
1
okay.
ounce pour. Oh my god, that's
No, that's
freaking
no,
wild.
no, no. Why would you? No, no,
No, I wouldn't do it either.
no, not even
I'm too
close.
frugal. I'm way too frugal. The Calumet was
Agreed.
very cherry, but it's also had a ton of oak, spice, and very vanilla on the finish.
Mm. Okay, not the
Yeah,
worst.
I've passed on the Calumet multiple times just because I'm way more comfortable with buying like 60, 70, $80 bottles than I am with paying like 100, 110, 115 for a bottle.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Cheers, Bourbon Kingdom. Oh, wait, I missed out. All right, gentlemen, I got to get back to work, but
Oh,
everyone have a great night. Cheers, man.
cheers.
See you later. Thanks for showing up. All righty, Alec, I have a guess.
All right. What is your guess?
My guess is literally the exact same guess as my previous one.
Yeah.
Is it the pinhook?
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah, because so it was way more spicier, like way spicier, and it had that weird, slightly like funky, like almost vegetal, like herbaceous note in there
Yes.
that we got on
Like
the
spinach.
pinhook light. That I was like, it reminded me something of crafty, and I know the pinhook's kind of crafty. I still like it, but it's very, very like licorice brown sugar.
Yeah. Well, wait.
Yeah, I
Which
think
pinhook? Which
this
pinhook do you
one.
think it is?
The cash strength. There's
Okay,
no way
yes.
it's not
Yeah.
the cash strength.
Okay, I was
Yeah,
just checking. Okay, yes. It
yeah.
is hard
This
red
stuff's
guy.
122, and I think I paid 55 for it. It's not
Yeah.
finished, so another
It's not a
bottle
bad
guess.
price.
I mean,
Well, good. I mean, hey, you got 50%, man.
50% bottle guesses. I'll take that. Although,
Yeah.
again, when we delve into rye and Scotch, it's not that much of a competition. It's kind of like a, what is it called?
Man, that is some very vegetal shit, though.
Yeah, it's kind of vegetally. It's way more vegetal than I remember.
Yeah.
Not, I still think it's definitely worth the $55, but again,
Yeah, very different.
very,
I could see.
very vegetal.
Yeah, but I could see it being like, even though at $55, I don't think that you should be like mixing your $55 bottles of whiskey, but it could end up potentially being a good mixer of sorts for certain kind of cocktails. Maybe.
No, I'm cool with mixing expensive bottle.
Just saying.
I mean,
You know,
if
I
you
don't know.
drink it,
I
you
don't.
drink it, man.
I don't know what you'd mix it with though. That's my only thing. Is like I have like no idea what you would mix that with. That
Might
could be
make a
very bad.
good like a good Manhattan.
Like with like some maraschino cherries in it.
I mean, whatever you want to garnish your Manhattan with.
Okay. I'm thinking.
I mean, we don't have to be super picky, but yeah, I mean, not terrible. It's just I don't know if I trust my ability of actually like guessing totally.
I mean, you've gotten a little practice in. That was the point of this, right?
We need to get better at this. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, we're not good. That's a fact.
No, but yeah, that's the conclusion. I mean, overall, these were all good bottles, though. The only one, or I mean, I guess outside of the Old Elk I didn't really care for.
Hey, you still thought it was something better than you originally did, so
yeah, but like, it was funky. It had Alec. I used the term soap.
Well, yeah,
and I took a spitball answer, and I was like, well, soap might mean it's finished, and then I was like, well, the only finish rye I had, you know, we don't need to re-enter this.
And it's okay. It's okay, man. Yeah.
All right. Anyway. That's gonna be a wrap for this video, though, and this live stream. Alec, what's your closing statements?
I think I want to go buy a Willet. I really do think I want to buy a Willet.
Yeah.
It's been a long. I've been talking about buying a Willet, I think, for probably like 4 or 5 months. Every time I think about buying a Willet, I think I will regret buying a Willet. But every time I have a glass of Willet, I don't think I'll regret buying a Willet. So I think I need to buy a Willet.
Yeah, you need more cash strength ryes and bourbons.
Yeah.
Like I have probably too much cash strength, but I know your collection, you definitely need some more cash strength in you.
Yeah, I think I have 3 cask strength bottles of whiskey in total.
Yeah.
So
You need to get those
should tell you
numbers up,
something.
man.
Yeah, that's fair. That's my takeaway then. I need more cask strength.
Yeah. But no, this was fun. Guessing whiskeys isn't always the easiest, but you know, practice makes perfect, I guess. So we just need to get
There you
better
go.
at it.
Yeah.
That's a wrap for this video, though. This was fun hanging out here, chatting with all y'all. We'll definitely be back here next week, 6 o'clock. Same time, same day, all that jazz. Just a different week. Next week we will do our peated Scotch shenanigans, and hopefully, as long as, or well, if we are fully able to do so, we will have Trev from the Bourbon Ranch come in, do a peated Scotch flight with us. If not, we might bump up the Sugar Kitty flight. Who knows? We'll see
We'll
how that
figure
goes.
it out.
Yeah. But either which way, we'll be here same time next week, hanging out, doing other stupid crap, drinking whiskey, talking crap with y'all.
Doing what
And
we do.
yeah, if you guys, want to hang out with us, you're welcome here any day of the week.
That's right.
Finally, closing out, do us a favor, do all those cool YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe. We will see you next week. Cheers, y'all. We'll see you later.